All right, let's get set up. Changing up the music this time by popular demand. How is everybody doing today? Jake Legend, hello. Checking my levels with my super professional setup. All right.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So last time we were working on Ascent stuff. We were working on, we were working on instancing of prefabs and prefab management. We got pretty far on that, and I did some more work on that. But the last week I've been really working on getting the 3.8.5 release ready and shipped. To that end, we got the Vulkan fixes merged, and now all the Vulkan unit tests are running and working. So we have a working Vulkan implementation. Still needs some more testing by individuals, but the bulk of it's all working, which is awesome. The other thing is I was working on just going through the DX unit tests, and we're pretty close on that. But I figured, let me just show you real quick where we're at with DirectX, or DX12 specifically. Let's share my screen. Yep. So this is my little workspace here while I'm working on unit tests. You can see I have a bunch of stuff open. But yeah, I'm just double checking my 2D tests, my texture 2D tests, because I had just rewritten a chunk for, I had rewritten a chunk to handle 3D textures. So just making sure those other tests run. I'm not running all of them because they take a little while. Just kind of spot checking some. And those are all working. So at this point, we have 900 plus tests working under DX, and we have 37 that are failing. So those are the ones that are still remaining. The audio ones I'm going to handle separately. Right now I'm focused on graphics, but just 11 graphics issues left. This is a tricky little one. This should actually work, I think, now. Oh no, Cube isn't working yet. Cube's the thing that's still not working. So yeah, these are the remaining ones that are not working. For some reason, this test fails. I have to take a look at that one. I'm not going to sit here and do unit tests. That wasn't the point of today's stream. The point of today's stream is we wanted to still work on Ascent, which is more interesting. But what I'm going to do is we're going to port the Ascent implementation over to Vulkan and test that Vulkan is working there. So that is the plan. Let's see how that'll turn out. So I'm going to start by opening up my other Visual Studio here. Where is my Ascent Visual Studio? I have to find it. Come on, Visual Studio. All right. Aristotle Dev, hey, how's it going? Hey, Aristotle. Going okay. Let me know if you have some suggestions while I'm here. I'm going to drop the music just a little bit more. All right, so this is where we left things here. And I started setting up the project, but at the time, the unit tests were still not fully working. So now that they're fully working, I want to go back and test it. can never know how to pronounce some of these names. Kwyaray. I don't know. Hello. All right. So we had left this. Let's see. Let's just make sure it runs before I do anything else. We were testing kind of performance last time at the end of the stream because we noticed that the performance is starting to not be that great. That's rebuilding some stuff. So yeah, previously we had a desktop VK implementation, but it was failing and I didn't want to spend some time on it at that time. Now we kind of do want to really move it over there and verify that everything's working, solve any issues with it. And did not like that. What's the deal there? That's interesting. Oh, you know, I was working on another project the other day, and I bet you I stole the input manager and killed it. Let's fix that. A lot of times when I'm starting a new project, I'll copy from an existing one instead of you know, starting from scratch. And I used this for a test the other day, and I think I probably broke it. Let's double check that. Yeah, it's not a big deal. There's not a lot that was in there that wasn't committed. I will just revert it. Should put it back. All right. Quirky? Oh, that's right. That's what that is. Quirky. I get it. I figured that out one time, but, you know, I don't know. Brain's fried, long week. Okay, yep. So stuff's here still working. So we're running it, you know, in this complicated scene. That's where we're at. So frame rate's good, but, you know, it could be better. And, you know, this is still a debug build. Be a little faster release. But we know that from testing last time, we know that we're fill rate bound, at least on my GPU here, which my GPU should be able to run this, you know, faster than this. So we're fill rate bound at this resolution. So we know that there's some improvements to be done. And this is with the old DX11 implementation. So that's something that I know we can probably do better. Oh no, my USB. Let's unplug that. Doesn't be plugged in. All right, so this is our goal to get here by the end of this. Thing on Vulkan though, and see what our frame rate is. Not that, you know, it's not that our Vulkan implementation is a lot faster or anything like that, but ideally it's faster, right? So we'll use our DX11 implementation as kind of like a milestone to decide, does it all work and is it faster? So let's start on that. So how we're going to do this is we already have a solution here. Let's see. I forgot what I did, but I'm going to reload it and see. So it looks like it's everything that was there before. I'm going to hit build on it and just see what happens. Nothing. Oh, yeah, nothing. I'm going to unload this one because it's just going to get in the way. Then I need to make sure that these two match. Let me go compare them. Make sure that my two projects match up. I will compare it like this. Come on. My Explorer's been acting really slow and weird lately. Come on. Assume Sam, hello. Yeah, I mean, I try to acknowledge people when they show up. You know, you're taking your time to be on the stream and check things out. Might as well acknowledge you at least and say hi. See what these things look like. What's going down? That's probably wrong. I think it's Windows DX12 is what we called the platform, if I remember correctly. We don't need to do that. And let's just make it the same. Release builds don't get any editor for right now. Oh wait, I'm doing that backwards. Duh. So that is right. I got confused. I've been working on so much on DX12 stuff, I started thinking about DX12. I'm not ready to test that. We can leave that alone. Pulls in native, pulls in this. There's a better way to copy this than what I'm doing here, but I did that on, I did it on the unit tests. I had a better way to copy that across. Where is it? I'm gonna grab that. This is one of those things that always drives me nuts. It's so hard to get it to Critin 17. Why do you still use Windows 10? Because it's been on my PC forever and I'm just leaving it. I need to move to Windows 11. There's a couple things that we're having to deal with because of it. Like some of the console manufacturers are starting to stop supporting Windows 10. It'll still run on there. Some of the console tools are not officially supported on Windows 10. So I'm gonna have to move at some point, but moving from Windows 10 to Windows 11 is wiping my machine, reinstalling. It's a lot of hassle, and I'm usually pretty busy and I just don't have the time sometimes or it doesn't feel like I have the time to sit down for a couple days and restart everything. But I will soon because I have to. Even though I don't like Windows 11, one of the other boxes here in the office has Windows 11 on, and when I have to go work on that box, I hate it. And it's slow and does weird stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to move at some point, anyways. Assume Sam, this has a built-in diff view feature. Yeah, I know it's there, but I've been using Beyond Compare. That's what this is Beyond Compare. I'm using Beyond Compare now for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So I just like it better. You know, they probably have a dark mode. I should probably investigate that, but I just like it better. So yeah, so let's get back to this. I had in here, let's see. So yeah, I had another way of copying stuff here. Yeah, I was doing this. And this would properly copy things. So I'm gonna test that in this other one, see how that works out. Instead of doing this, I hate when it doesn't give me the lined up stuff right. I could probably cut a lot of bullshit here in this because it doesn't need to do all that. What was I doing before here? Hang on. Okay, yeah, there we go. Once I save it once, it'll clean it up, but it's my obsession, I guess. Yeah, instead of doing this, I am going to fix it to be back. I don't think I need that. Notice I do need that. You know, I guess I have to do this way. If not, it's not going to work well. So let's do it that way. Let's up. Where's the thing here? I think I can put this all in the same freaking group. I don't need to make it different groups. I just need to make sure I'm in the right path. I'll get that to the right path, at least for my machine. We'll have to deal with that for somebody else's machine at some other point. Assume says I have that for sure. I also hate the Visual Studio doesn't do it, but constantly have to fix them because Visual Studio forces them to the start of the line all the time. Super irritating. Yeah, I don't know. Editors sometimes, in my opinion, try to help too much. There's BK. I think it's set up that way. I have to double check it. And super long lines. I hate super long lines. The double line there sucks. Let's clean this up. I guess this is for when you're using, when it's coming from a NuGet, is what this uses it, what this will use it for, what that will be used for. All right, so that works. That should work. This should work. Okay, that should all work, I think. I should be able to remove this. And that should handle it, I think. We will see. Nope, not in this window. In this window. Let's see what happens when I hit build here. Looks something like that. That's a stray. That's Visual Studio trying to help too much. It's like, oh, you might mean this. Let me install this. Did it build? Yes, it did. Okay. Interesting. Let's go look real quick. I don't trust it. The runtime is there. It's built on. Let's reload this. Oh no, modernize, reload. God damn, that fucking icon. Stupid. I always think it looks like a fucking frog, that stupid icon for AI bullshit. Okay, that worked. So I hit build there. That should ensure that that DLL is deployed. Nope, didn't update it. That's annoying. I am on debug, right? Oh, it's because build configuration manager. Nope, it's not that. It's dependencies. I need to fix my dependencies here. Say I depend on that guy too. And that will then ensure that that builds that. And come on, thing. That thing doesn't copy across, it's going to be a big pain in the ass if I have to start fixing things. I don't trust that it did anything. I'm going to be sure. Yeah, I think I've installed Copilot a couple different times. Come on, thing. I think I had fixed the shaders to properly build under this, but let me go look at it while this is building. Usually I come and fix the macros here. Yeah, so I defined a shader model 6. So in theory, should work. if this is all defined in a good way. And this is part of like what we want to try to fix for, for this next release of MonoGame after 3.8.5. We're doing 3.8.6, and part of 3.8.6, I'm going to do a huge revamp of the shader model stuff. Like, all this should be gone. You shouldn't need any of this garbage anymore. These macros to tell you how to do things, so that one platform, can say, oh, use this shader model. Like, shader models are fucking bullshit. You don't need that. Like, it should just build the right shader model based on the platform, and that's it. The highest one on the platform that has the most compatibility and most of the features. If we want to have something that says like, hey, I really need this feature, we can use a system that says, hey, I need this feature, or we could scan the shader and determine that you need this feature and use them, a higher shader model that might not work on as many devices. But we definitely don't want to have you having to manage shader models, because that's fucking stupid. It should just by default use automatically the right shader model, and maybe we give you an option to decide what you want it to be. But ideally the default one does the right thing. Same thing with like this stuff. We want to use C buffers for shader model 6, but if we're on OpenGL, then we don't want to use C buffers. They don't do anything. It's like, it's just going to do one thing, because that will make it the same everywhere. And that's the key, is to making this more unified, so we can write one shader and it just functions. It'll be HLSL, it won't be GLSL, sorry, just because the history of MonoGame, and just that's how the industry pretty much is. Pretty much all, pretty much everybody is starting from HLSL and cross-compiling different platforms. With consoles, they support that. I think Unity's is more like GLSL, if I remember correctly. Or originally it was HLSL, but maybe they might have changed that. I haven't messed with Unity shaders in a while. Probably shouldn't have forced it to rebuild that, huh? Shouldn't take much longer here. The build time for this was pretty short last time I remember I looked at it. Let's see. So I think this is all good then. Then I think everything here should just work without any trouble. But we'll see. If this all builds and runs, then my next goal is going to be to see if I can build and run under DX12. It'd be fantastic if this starts up and works, right? Subsan says I got a nice shader header that I use that does that more or less, so I can write my shaders the way I like, and they just work. Yeah, it's just that shouldn't be necessary, right? Like, ideally that isn't necessary. Okay, so everything built, so let's go see what our folder actually looks like now. But it still didn't copy that across. That's really annoying. So it's missing that. So let's see what happens here. Does it give me any errors or anything? Or warnings? You know what? I bet you this path is wrong. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's go look. I'm on containing folder. I need to go up 2 folders. That might actually be a problem. 1, 2. Yep, that's the problem. So that's one problem. 3 folders. And then, wait. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to go into the MT folder. And in here, we're going to artifacts native. I always set myself up to run from source because I need to be able to test from source. Desktop VK, Windows, debug, image runtime. Okay. This time, when I hit build, it's going to actually do the copy because it's there now. There we go. And it's the latest one. So it did the right thing now. Okay, so now I can actually try to run this thing. The cool part of it is that when I modify it and hit build, it will copy the modification across every time. All right, started it. Let's see what's happening. Okay, we're getting that, which was expected. Hey, look, it started up. It's running. The background shader isn't working. We'll deal with that later. Let's see how far we can get here. So it's running under Vulkan. No, VSync didn't work. Yeah, as soon as I disabled VSync, it crashed. So that's interesting. We'll look at that in a second. Startup slower. Start with a simple scene. We'll work our way to the more complex scenes. Put the frame rate back on. It's running at 60 with VSync on. Let it load this. Hey, it loaded. We're not getting anything, but it loaded. Let me try some different render modes. Nope, nothing happening. Okay, but we're started. The HUD's rendering. The 3D elements are not rendering. So let's see what I can find here. I don't see any. I do have the debug. It is a debug build, so it should have. But hey, you know, Unity is GLSL-like, I believe. But I'll also use it. It might be. I vaguely remember that. I was working on some of that stuff last week, and I was looking through the shaders and making some adjustments, and I believe it was Vec3. I just go back and forth through so many shader languages. I was also working on some Godot stuff, and that's, you know, GLSL, so it's hard to remember sometimes. All right, so we got a purple screen, but something's happening. So I think I have some other. So it looks like the shadows are rendering, and I can see animation there, up here. So it's rendering stuff. Just the main scene is failing. This could just be the, okay, so some debug rendering is working. Right. So this is, one of the shaders is failing. Hey, the Streambo assholes. Add to block list. Goodbye, Streambo. All right, so let's see what happens when I resize. Doesn't blow up, so that's a positive. Let's see what happens when I do VSync again. Okay, so I turned off VSync there and it worked. I was in the main menu, it didn't. Maybe it was because I resized the window. Hey, it's faster. That's interesting, right? One second. All right, so that's interesting. Higher frame rate, but who knows how much it's actually rendering. And we know that it's rendering the shadows. We don't see anything else. So, nope. That time it failed. Okay, let's turn on, because I have to explicitly turn on native debugging here to make this work. Native debugging and manage and native code together.
Frankly, my dear, I don't
But that, if I remember correctly, does some weird stuff at times. So we'll see what happens. I did do it on the right one. Nope, that's the wrong one. I need to change it. Well, I guess this is okay. Well, actually, I don't want to do it to that one. I want to duplicate this guy. God damn it. Somebody at Microsoft forgot, like, double clicking on a label should let you edit it, and they forgot how to make that happen. mean, I hate how they did all this. It's fucking annoying. It doesn't really work very well, in my opinion. Right. Let's try again. Native code debugging on. Should get a crash when we switch here. Let's deal with some of the... Okay, there's our validation errors. So that tells us a lot. So let's see what it says. Oh, this Google HLSL functionality thing. I've seen this before. What the fuck is this? OBS, hook, Half-Life Scientist, everything seems to be in order. Oh god, programmers and their fucking jokes. I think it's clever, but I think it's just stupid. Let's see what... let's see what that message means. Just threw it into Claude real quick to see if it can tell me what this error means. Why would my... I don't think our maybe our shader code is spitting that in there. I don't even know what that extension does. It's essentially a no-up extension. Okay, so I should just enable it. So I just need to enable that extension, and we might as well just do it. Just so it doesn't complain with anybody. So let's go try that. Oh, well, it's in here. I don't know why I find it so hard to understand Vulkan error messages. Yeah, they're just written in just the right way that confuses my brain. So we do have code in here for this. Why is it not working? Oh, it's going to go through all these. Okay, so it didn't find those extensions. So let's name something different. So we're looking for one that is Google. I haven't used this search very much. It's obviously not working very well here, so ignore that. Hopefully I can identify Google in here. Could be that this message is benign, it's not affecting anything, but I want to be sure. What? I don't know why I'm just not doing it the easy way. Nope, just want to open this. Come on. Come on. Open. Now it's going to open like 50 windows. I know what it is. It's one of these things where, I'm at a debugger breakpoint, so my other applications won't start. I'm going to stop debugging. Hey, look there, it's going to open 1 million of them now. Thanks, Windows. So helpful. All right. Okay. No, I don't want... That shouldn't be here. Go away. All right, so it's not in there. So it's not there. That isn't my message, is it? That doesn't even work. I need to fix this to not do that. We need some better logging in here than just printfs. God, who the class window is the most useless thing. I thought I had some logging features I wrote at one point. Yeah, so I had some logging in here, but it doesn't support Windows logging. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I guess I could be on some old drivers. Now let me see. No, I might not need it then. Let's see what happens if I do this. I mean, I think I run the shader compiler twice anyways. Let me open the other tooling. Actually, I don't have to do that. It's in here. Nope, it's not there. Where is it? Let's see, I think we run the tools once to generate reflection and once without. don't. Should probably fix that. So, I mean, technically, once we parse the reflection data, we don't need anything more. We can strip the reflection data. I'll see what happens if we do this. Because if we strip the reflection data, I think that's what actually generates that utility. You know, it's funny that our unit test never ran into this problem. I think if we do this, it's going to break the shader generation. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. Actually, no, what would it recommend? Recommended call it strip or something, strip reflect. I have a feeling I can't call both these things. Let's see. Yeah, but I mean, that's what it's, this should cause it not to. Like, I'm pretty sure that, well, I don't know. That seems weird. Yeah. It's definitely a case where information is not correct, I think. I'm a little worried if I install Vulkan drivers, it'll kill my screen. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this code to then run a second time without the reflection data. It's going to run it once with the reflection data. I'm going to run it again. It's going to hack it in here. We'll see how this works out. James code. So what I'm going to do is toolsarg place that. So I'm going to strip out this line. If I just do that. Oh, stop. That should do it. The second run should generate yeah, I can do this first. Do this so it reads the that code. I'm going to compile a second time without it. I hate that it's going to compile the shader twice, but if this keeps it from doing it, I get my reflection data, but I don't have this extension. That's what I want. Let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? Let's just go for it, huh? Gonna have to cause it to generate the shaders again. So I'm going to come in here, my content, fill my shaders. I think it also puts a shader in. No. The shaders are in the shaders folder. It doesn't put them anywhere else. Good. That's better. All right, I'm gonna hit build on this real quick. Let's see what happens. In theory, it should have picked up the compiler difference and rebuilt stuff. Looks like it is. It's touching more. Well, it knows it has to recompile. So, question is, did it compile the shaders? Looks like it did. Are these warnings? Warning, 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 warning. Looks like they're just warnings. So it looks like it compiled it. And the shader folder, shaders in it. So maybe I got it, maybe it just worked. We'll see. Assuming it ran with the right thing, right? We don't know that yet. Just see what happens. Hoping it picked up the right compiler. Nope, same. Well, oh, is this a different message? No, same message. I think it didn't rebuild it with the right thing. Let's double check that though. Because the pipeline is built in here, I can check. I'm gonna delete the shaders again. Then I'm going to set a breakpoint in the compiler or in here. And then I'm going to tell this to, because we're using the new builder, I can come in here and enable debug launch. Now, when I hit F5, it's going to give me an opportunity to debug. Yeah, I don't think it's running with the right shader code. Stop bugging. It'll also cancel the build. Or if it canceled build, it would have stopped debugging too. Let's make sure that this is rebuilt. Pretty sure this is referencing the right project. Let's try it again. Now that I ain't sure that this was rebuilt. Yeah, let's try again. See how that goes. Just need to hit F5. There it goes. This time it's actually going to get here. Didn't last time, so I had to rebuild this. I think it's because this doesn't have a dependency on it, so I need to fix that maybe. Okay, so it's going to build one time with this. Give me my errors and warnings. Get our reflection data. Then I'm going to replace this so it gets rid of the that, and it looks like I still have a valid line here. Let it run again to result 0. It's probably going to spit out warnings and errors twice now. I should probably fix it to only use the second one, maybe, since the first one doesn't matter too much. It probably only should spit out one set of these. So result's not 0 and it's going to throw. It should probably, yeah. But let's ignore that for right now. It looks like it did it. So this should work this time. It's going to generate it with, it's funny watching it spit out the intermediate files. All right, come on. There we go. So now it's going to actually run, which I like. This is all working together like this. Okay, that time it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, I don't see that warnings anymore, so that's a positive. We have some other issues. I don't see those warnings, so that's good. Maybe that's a good solution. Didn't change any of this, but we're getting a bunch of other issues, right? Point says not written to, but pipeline topology said permitted point list. So we must have a point list in there that's failing, but that's not our problem. Okay, so some binding issues. So that's probably where the real issues are, is this stuff. Okay, let's stop it real quick. Let's go look at our issues. I'd like to pull it out into its own thing so I can figure out what's actually happening. So there's a validation error. Errors cannot be set to surpass 0 VK pass. That's interesting. Looks like that's the same. These are all the same that have the same error ID. So they're also all the same thing. Let's keep that first one. Let's get rid of this one. That looks like it's the same one. Just move these to a different dock. It spits out so much junk that it's hard to tell sometimes what's happening. That's probably bad. That's probably what's keeping us from seeing stuff. So we have a couple of issues to look at. All right, so let's start with some of this. So let's find when this validation error occurs, and let's let's actually get it to keep an eye out for that error. I'm going to run it again. I'm going to get rid of the debugger now that I don't need it. The shader debugger, or the pipeline debugger. I'm going to run. Let's see when this issue comes up. Actually, it said a line number, didn't it? 305. All right, let's see. Okay, no errors so far. No errors so far. There's our first one that came through. No, it did come through. Oh, it's because it's after Great Render Pass. So it happens on Render Pass. So it comes up a couple different times. Oh wait, let's stop it again. Let's try it again. I think the error lines that it spits out in the validation sometimes don't match up, if I remember correctly. So it looks like not the second one. Nope. Isn't the second Great Render Pass is there? Maybe I'm wrong, but it's not a Great Render Pass. Okay. I have to figure out exactly where this is. It says it's at 305, but it's definitely not 305. It's very annoying that it gives you a line number, but it's not valid. It's definitely not there. Might be near here, though. It's going to be one of the barrier lines. Let's see if we can figure out which one it is. That'll tell us a lot of what's happening. Okay. Stop. Run it again. Oh no. Connection blip. Not that one. That one. It's probably something. Let's see if we can figure out how we debug break on a validation error. Might need to. So I have. Let's see if this. I'm going to see if I can enable this debug layer stuff. So I can do that. There is a feature. So I need to get that function. We don't need to get proc address. How do we do this? Just going to be doing a lot of this. I might as well set up my tools to do what I needed to do. Which I wanted to start breaking on. Okay, so that extension is there. Okay. All right, so let's so I need to do and what is the name of it? It's this, and this is the pointer. Oh, damn it. I fingered it. All right. I can call. I need the structure. That's the structure. Put this inside of a scope. Oh, come on, just do it. Stop messing with things. At least empty it. Let's see, what do we need? Create info, S type. I'm not going to type that out. Baronverse. Hello. Okay, yeah, just fat finger that. I'm gonna stop on warnings and errors. Let's see. I'm reading the docs here. Trying to grab stuff out of here. Let's see those. I want to see this. What else? Performance. Sure. We'll decide later if we really want to do that. Okay, so we then need to define a callback. How do we define a callback? Okay. That is the signature for the callback. I'm gonna stick it way out here. I'm gonna leave it open. Okay. Oh, let's create it. If it's an error, we will debug break. And actually, we will also, if nope, there it is. Is debugger present? Debug break. Yeah, I probably broke that, I'm sure. Let's see. Return. Okay, false. That's what I'm supposed to return. I'm not sure why. What does it say? for that. I guess it might tell it to kill it or something. I don't know. I have to read up on what that means for that debug callback. Now the debug callback. There we go. Okay, so oh right, I need my debug callback. It's going to be that, and then I'm going to do the pass in create info. I need an address of that. I don't need any data, and what else do I need to pass in? What is that last thing? I understand what that last argument is. Oh, it's the receiving pointer. I see. Do I need to pass in? Oh, it's just a handle. I don't think I need to keep it, but we'll see. Anyways, let's see if this works. If this works, we'll get breaks on errors, which will give me a call stack and it'll make it a fuck ton easier. All right, let's see what happens now. Wonder if this will stop printing now. I called it. Okay, there it is. There we go. Now it's going to start breaking on these things. Fortunately, it did not print the issue. Well, that's fucking annoying, isn't it? I guess this is the information. So if we want to print it, it's up to us. Great. But at least I can debug it, so we'll start there. Oh no, this window's in our way. All right, so that's helpful. So at least I know where things are coming from. So this resolve render target is where this is coming from. Why is it resolving a render target? It's render target with MIPS. Which target is this? I mean, first question is, do we really need MIPS on this target? We probably don't. So it's this target here. I mean, I probably should solve the problem, but really, the color buffer really doesn't need MIPS, I don't think. The fact that it does have MIPS seems concerning. Okay, it's Probably because of that, right? Bitmaps true on this. Let's see if doing this is the problem. I don't think we really need bitmaps on this. It just generates bitmaps for no reason because we don't use a bitmap version. When we copy the whole thing, we're not reading lower resolution quality. And this is, you know, let's see what happens when we do that. We'll run into probably another problem. But that's probably an inefficiency we didn't need. Like every time it was going away, it was generating bitmaps for the thing, which it didn't have to do. Not that it got that far. Actually got something. Let's see what now. Q semaphore problem. Those are required image and sees bricks. You know, I've had a concern over this for a little bit. We didn't fix any of that. Let me disable it for a second. I want to see if it fixed anything right now. We still have issues, but I want to see if that made it at least render a little further. Come on, thing. Hide. Nope, not any better. About the same. That still crashes. Okay, it crashes somewhere useful. Pipeline state's totally broken. I wonder if pipeline state is destroyed and recreated. Like it gets destroyed and recreated, but it's definitely in a bad state with the height being all screwy. What is this thing? It keeps spamming me with this garbage. It's really annoying. Oh, I'm going to be looking at this. Pipeline state is just a structure. And obviously targets is bad.
That's just a pointer. So someone's setting that to null at some point, I think. And it's what's causing the problem. Nope, not there. I bet you someone's destroying the cached targets. Where does that come from? Somebody's destroying this target, this cached object, and then that is being not cleared. It's pointing to a bad old cache object somewhere. So the question is, who destroys this thing? It's probably when this is cleared. That was probably cleared during, so here it erases target sets, but it is not clear what's currently set on the pipeline. So let's fix that real quick. One thing. Okay, that should... Wait, am I looking at the wrong thing? It's pipeline state. Damn it. Damn you. So used to the thing giving me the right thing every time. So that'll clear that out and make sure that that happens, causing it not to flip out, hopefully. Okay, let's see what happens when I run that.
Incremental improvements. But this is a good test, right? So this is testing that everything is working, and obviously some things are not working. Wrong place. Let's see if that gets hit. Oh, damn it. Well, that's annoying. This didn't get called. Yeah, I was going to swear that that was the right thing. I mean, for sure. I mean, this is all happening because it is resizing swap chain. So whenever the vsync changes, it'll resize swap chain or recreate swap chain.
when it does that, it needs to destroy that pipeline object. Because all the targets are different and everything's broken at that point. Yeah, well, there. Okay, yeah. So it's that the PSO is probably pointing at the wrong thing at this point. I bet you this is happening when I change vsync. Probably just coming there and it's like the old pipeline is bad. Just looking if we have an early out or have some other cleanup code here at the bottom. But I just destroy it early. I'm just gonna do it in cleanup swap chain. That's being called. Again. All right, that'll do it this time. The other one would have done it as well, but that wasn't the case it was hitting. It's a good place to clean those things up. Come on, window. The startup time for Vulkan is definitely slower. So here's a case. It's cleaning up the swap chain because it's recreating the swap chain. And this isn't null. It just happens to be that, in previous cases, it worked out okay. Gildred, hello. There we go. Like, I bet if I hold on to this pointer, oh, it didn't do that, let's say. I think we can see it, right? Like, sometimes I do this just to verify for myself that what I was doing, the issue was the right thing. So I'm not going to null it. I'm just going to skip over that code. Let it just do the cleanup of the cache. Get down to here, and we should see that this goes to garbage. It goes to garbage, so that's why it was screwed up. So if I just take this and change it back to 0, which is what it's doing up there, it'll point to a bad state, and when it comes back in here, it's going to say there's no target, it's not going to crash anymore. All right, that fixes the problem. So vsync off. I mean, that looks about right, performance-wise. Vsync on. Making sure that toggling back and forth no longer kills that thing. So there's an improvement to the Vulkan backend. Thank you, Ascent. So let's see what happens here. Still gonna fail here. Yep, so let's go see where our next issues are. At least that one is fixed. 30 more minutes on my stream, oh no. Come on, thing. Why didn't it stand? It didn't shut down, that's weird. Why isn't it shut down? Oh, Windows. Stop now, yes. All right. Let's try again here. Go to our debug message. Just going to do this for right now. Let's at least give me messages back. I really need to implement a good messenger for the system that prints on the right way in different platforms. Okay.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So I need to figure out what's going on here. That is a bigger problem. Nope. Nope. Let's see, what was in the middle of doing when it did this? It was in present. Okay, so what it's saying is still, but it may still be in use by this. Swap chain image 1 was presented but not reacquired, so VK semaphore under complete semaphore 0. It may still be in use and cannot be safely reused with image index 0. Let's just do that. Let's make sure. I mean, there's no benefit, I think, to not just having a separate semaphore for every swap chain, but I'm pretty sure we do. Okay, this is partially the issue as well, is that we have this disconnect between the, we're using this command buffer which holds on to, so we have a command buffer per frame, but we're using the frame index, which is based on this. But the swap chain is based on swap chain image index. So we kind of need to break this. And I have seen this behavior where it'll for some reason say, "Oh no, we'll just use the same one twice." And I don't know why it does that. Maybe it's because it, when you call, I don't understand why it does it, but when you call acquire next image, why does it return the same frame index twice? Let's see if there's an answer for this. So it just sometimes does it. So it just sometimes does it. And if it returns the image, then I guess it's safe to say if the image is returned, then it's safe to use it also for the frame, I would guess. So I'm going to move, so this is what I do. I'm going to leave the command buffer stuff alone. I'm going to move this completion. I'm going to move some of these semaphores out of here. Or at least that one. Okay, it's like we kind of have those things mixed up. So I'm going to move both those semaphores out of here. Leave that alone. I'm going to move this into the main device. Where is it? MonoGame's always just been 2 frame buffers. I should probably eventually fix that so you can do triple buffering. Where's our swap chain? God damn it. Okay. When I put that, I had like an array of swap chains in here. Maybe I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of the other. Oh, there it is. Where the fuck did that? Was I just staring at it and missed it? Okay. I'm gonna do a. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back up here. I'm gonna stick those in there along with the texture for the swap chain. I miss it. Yep. These all travel together. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Make that an array of swap chains. So that's going to break some stuff. Let's stop it, build it. Just hoping at the end of this, it's like I'm doing shuffling a bunch of code around. It's going to break a bunch of things, but I'm hoping at the end of this it just works. Rename it texture because that's better, I think. It's more clear what it is, right? Okay, what it really wants here is the texture. I think that's okay for it to do. Let's see what else. Let the compiler tell me what's wrong. Set render targets. Okay. What's now? We'll fix that in a second. Once is that. So these are now going to be you can probably fix that to work better, but I'm just going to put them in line. We'll clean it up later. Just hate all this duplicate indexing, but for now that's better than the alternative. I did some work when I was working on this and cleaned up memory leaks in Vulkan, which we had some. I guess I can also do. I guess I missed this one. That's pretty, you know. Should have already cleaned up the swap chain itself. Yep. No. We might need to move that fence there too. I mean, in theory, all those things should be tied to the swap chain image itself, right? Yeah. That needs to move. I mean, this ends up being unnecessary. This is super complicated. Stupid, but whatever. I mean, maybe the command buffer needs to go with the swap chain as well. Maybe all that stuff should be with the swap chain. I guess it should be because, I mean, yeah, it should, right? I mean, if it's telling me this image is ready to be rendered with, it means the command buffer is done being processed, everything. So everything just needs to move there. So that whole concept can go away. That's so dumb. I've slowly moved everything somewhere else, and I should have just changed the indexing, I guess. But whatever, that works. So the command buffer will come with it too. So everything will be together. So that just holds on to that, which is probably unnecessary. I mean, maybe everything needs to move up here with this guy.
dear, I don't give a damn.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, that sort of makes sense. I mean, if the uniforms were per command buffer, which are now with the swap chain and, you know, all that stuff, it means that all that stuff's unused. Now let's go for it. Let's go for it. Frame counter is just the frame counter now. This breaks more stuff. Oh, what? I mean, that's something totally different. Okay, so draw, frame index, frame. That no longer exists, right? Should have killed it. Yep, did kill it. Oh, back. So what do we use frame here? Use it for the command buffer and pass it in there. So this is the current swap chain I'm rendering to. Current frame is still useful because it's kind of like time. I don't need frame index. Swap should be recording if it's the current swap. Directly pass it the command buffer because I think that's all it really needs. Rename that to command buffer maybe. I mean, it's actually called, I guess it is called command buffer. Just stick to what it is. Start getting cute with it, then it's not going to give us what we want. So you just pass it through like this, right?
Something's messed up. And the terminology everywhere is so screwed up. It needs a cleanup pass so badly. This is giving me like weird errors. Something's really broken in here. Sort this by line, so it gives me the top line because that's where the first problem actually is. Don't scroll up. Okay, so swap chain count. I actually need to go to swap chains. Oh, I need to put that. That's problem wise. Rename that and fix it. Where is it? Took me to the wrong place. Just get rid of some of the duplicate bullshit. Bothers me. Something is still screwed up higher up because it doesn't see this. I don't have that object anymore. Man, I messed something up in here. This is what happens when you miss a parenthesis somewhere, a bracket, and everything is broken. Yeah. It's starting to feel more correct. No, we're almost at the end of our stream time, but I want to kind of continue here. I always wonder if it's worth like nulling it just to be very clear that it's garbage and we'll replace it here. But you know, it just seems like extra work that doesn't need to happen. And this, you know, I guess you could consider it's bad. Like if this could throw, then this would be left in a bad state. So maybe that's a good reason to consider. is doing this so that it can't be left in a bad state. All right, so I'm going to do the same trick I did other places here. I'm going to do auto. I like using auto. I know that this is not good usage. Allocate a command buffer. Still doesn't like it. I'll eventually find where this went wrong. This creates all the semaphores. Creates the fence. They're all created together, which starts to make sense, right? Going to do another pass, create the swap chain image, assign it to the swap chain texture here. That makes sense. Being a separate process sort of makes sense, I guess. All right, let's see where we're at here. I want to get to the end of this and test this. I might find out that it doesn't work, but we'll see. Still doesn't think that that exists. Wait, what? Oh. This. Let's see, what is command? Use command for what? Just for the command buffer? Okay, so this just needs to be okay. Find this further up somewhere. I guess we don't. It could just be that because this is a handle, so I don't have to pass anything else through. That I don't need the frame index. I need swap. This just also shows that even though we have a bunch of unit tests that work, there's still problems. So unit tests are just not everything. Okay, all this stuff starts to make sense. All this stuff is like the same stuff that is. That's all unified instead of two different places. I want to put that back, I think. We still want to tell the high level, like this is our frame index.
Frankly, my dear,
I mean, I don't know. High level MonoGame assumes the frame index is going to increment. We're just using it to pass it out and pass it back in. We need to return something. Like begin frame does that, but I think it's present. Gets passed this frame back in. To do this. If we're storing it within the thing anyways, maybe it doesn't even need to do that. Maybe it's an old concept, doesn't need to happen. Yeah. What's peak difference? Oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice, even though I hate their formatting. This is what I used to do. We'll still continue to return that. I think there's some things at the low level that want to know what frame it is that has nothing to do with graphics. So still using this is not a bad thing. So that's for the system. So the system can maintain 2 buffers and back and forth them and stuff like that, which is totally fine. There we go. Let's steal this from up here. All this junk go away. Music died there for a second. Why are we passing this through? Probably, yeah, because we're using that to identify if this was just used in this frame or not. So that's still a good reason to keep that around. Let's use that peak feature again, huh? Oh, that's all it is. Duh. I mean, it has the information it needs. I don't know why we're doing it that way, but whatever. Hate stuff like this, but it's cruft. It happens. And after all this, I should probably rerun the unit test, right? But we'll let the engine tell us. Ooh, still lots of errors. Yeah, I should obey it in this case. Sometimes it's returning 0 and 1. But it's assuming but here it's destroying everything. It doesn't matter what it passes there. Here it's destroying just stuff for this frame, which is like the actual incremental frame. So yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. And this will do the right thing. Yeah. This is still safe. It seems unsafe here, but it should be safe. I mean, is it? It's making assumptions that so this is happening at the end of a frame here to clean up stuff after present. It's like clean up stuff that was used for this frame. Or it's the next frame is really what it is. Yeah, I need to move this to begin and out of here.
Let me move this in here because until I know the swap chain, I don't know which things to clean up. So I clean up the resources now for this specific frame. I guess that's more accurate to what it's doing. Yeah. Man, I have so many other things to do, but I want to finish this.
Come on, thing. Probably could have done this simpler, huh? It was basically the part that was failing for me. Oh, this has to be fixed. Come on, thing. I hate retyping stuff, so I always end up searching for stuff. I end up in this chain of like, okay, any moment now I'm going to find the thing I was looking for. Let's see what we need here first. Out instead of killing it. Okay, didn't need any of this junk. Getting there. I'll leave this because that's convenient. That. Yeah, I think there was something about that was probably bad. I don't remember what it was. So we'll find out. Might get to the end of this and nothing works. But we'll find out. I don't like it when we pile stuff like that too much. It's like I need my lines to have a little bit of width, but not like all the way past the end of the screen. Like this line bothers me, but this one bothers me too. I'm full of quirks and problems, and things that I'm used to doing certain ways. Spend a lot of time on this code.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Alright, getting there. Almost to the bottom of this file, aren't I? I hate that. This fucking thing, like, this is fucking garbage to me. It's trying to tell you too many things. Remember when it was just a scroll bar? It looks like I'm down here, so I'm getting closer. Oh gosh, I hit the wrong thing. Okay. These should be pretty straightforward. Junk it didn't need. There's a lot of state that just gets set on the device itself and it's not per frame. That's okay because we kind of start over at the beginning of a frame, which sort of makes sense. Let's build again. Let's see where we're at. Got to be close. Get the command buffer. Oh, it's passed in at the top, isn't it? Yeah, just name different now. It's kind of a magic number floating out in space there. When things sort of are falling in place, it makes me, oh, just went to chatting and I've been forgetting about it. Sorry, guys. Things like this start falling in place, start thinking, okay, well, we're making the right decision. If we were making the wrong decision, I'd be fighting this the entire time, potentially. Assume Sam, there is a point the Foundation can go get that you'd be on half-time, full-time, whatever. Is that not a thing? Because you have to me. I mean, assume Sam. So yeah, I mean, one, the Foundation doesn't have enough recurring revenue to pay for me full-time, but I also have a business and I have to run it, and I can't be full-time, you know. So as much as I would like to be full-time, I just really can't. I'm doing the most that I can right now. I wish I could do more, but it varies, you know. Sometimes I'm doing more than other times. I'm always working on MonoGame and always moving it forward, but you know, sometimes I can do more than others depending on what's going on. You know, like we have projects that align. You know, we have cases that it's like, oh yeah, this this project, you know, it has the it has requirements that MonoGame needs as well. I try to take advantage of those cases and you know, make sure that I can get things that help MonoGame along the way. But sometimes I can, you know, sometimes it's working on stuff that has no interest in MonoGame. You know, other than basics, like we're working on a few Godot projects because we also do Godot ports. We started doing that once Unity shit the bed with their whole debacle. We started doing Godot stuff because it seemed like it was interesting, and you know, it also gave me a chance to kind of see how their engine works and understand it better. And that was a benefit to MonoGame because it helped me understand things that we could be doing better to move things forward. You know, and so there's times, hey, look, it succeeded. Ooh, let's see what happens. Let's see where it blows up. But yeah, I have too many other things on our plate at the moment. You know, that said, the economy's down, porting business is a bit slow. You know, we've downsized a little bit to keep things moving. Something already didn't like it. Set render targets. Yeah, it's not recording because it finished recording and it swapped. So it doesn't, yeah, that doesn't need to check that it's recording. So that's fine. Shouldn't matter if it's recording. I was just being aggressive with that assert there. just putting it in places, probably it didn't need to be. So you might run into a couple more of those. I'm just hoping this starts up, and at least it stopped. It might not fix any of the issues, but at least it should stop spitting out that validation error. Probably another one of those. Yep. Resolve render target doesn't have to happen where it's recording, because it could be happening because it is changing targets before it begins a frame, right? So here it goes to draw. The frame hasn't begun yet. Why is that? That is interesting. Begin frame. Oh, well, that's the problem right there. It changes the frame. So here it needs this because it has to complete the previous frame. What I'm not doing is updating it. It needs to update when the swap changes. I don't think I can do that, can I? Oh yeah, I can. Wait, is that doing what I think it's doing? I'm not sure. I need to do this different. In this case, I need to do it differently because I'm going to change. I think that might be assigning, like overriding one with the other. This is where things like this get, tricky. I'm going to keep a pointer to it in this case, which I prefer doing this when I'm doing pointers. And then use pointer operators here. And I know I can swap this out later. So it's waiting on the previous, swap chain to finish. Saying take the previous one, wait for fences, see that it completes. Wait, is that the right behavior? Am I running into a chicken and the egg problem here? I don't know. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to test. I'm just going to make sure it works. We'll see. We'll see. I'll just have to test it and see what happens. This might resolve to the same one. I'm not sure why we have this there. I guess there are cases where there is no swap chain, potentially. I think this is, I'm thinking that's correct. We'll find out if I did it right. But yeah, I really wish I could spend more time on MonoGame. I just can't, We'll see that the next frame works. Damn it. Did I do this wrong again? No. Takes the current swap chain, does this, and sets the new swap chain to recording. This seems like it's in the middle of a draw. I guess it's the first draw operation, and it does lazily. I think it lazily starts the frame. I mean, this case should never happen because here it should be a swap chain or a. Yeah, I didn't really need that there. I was only checking here on purpose, so that should be fine. But it did point out a problem, so we'll see. Like, it doesn't resolve on a swap chain anyways, so it shouldn't matter at that point. Oh, here's a thing. Fences must be reset before being submitted. That tells me it's not doing things in the right order. This is where it probably... Yeah. Complications. But I'm way over my time. Or not way over, but 30 minutes over my time. I really need to call it. But we were close. We got it running, but there was a lot of things that were broken. So that tells me that we need to spend a little bit more time on Vulkan before we can call 385 done. And I'm going to try to see if I can spend some more time on it this weekend sometime. I have a crazy weekend. A lot of different repairs. You know, life stuff to do. But I'm going to see if I can find some time to do it. I really want to make sure that by the next open hours, we can say officially that 385 is ready to go. So this is still my mission. I'm going to just put MonoGame on my back and carry it over the finish line here. Get this done. But yeah. I think it has everything to do with this. Like I think this is doing the wrong thing, because what this really wants to do is it should make sure that maybe this is the right thing. Let's see what happens if I ignore that. Is it a one-time thing, or does it keep happening? Looks like it was a one-time thing. Now there it happens again. Same one. Yeah. It's not clearing the right stuff. Let me try something real quick. This is probably not correct at all. I'm going to try it anyways. That doesn't have to be there. Why is this stopping? Come on. I'm pretty sure I have to do this weight before this, but let's find out. Pretty sure this is wrong, but we'll see. So I kind of remember I am the goat man. I am the goat man. Immediately. Some firm must have any pending operations. Let's see. I'm going to run it anyways, see if it keeps happening. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's on, yeah, on the next image. It's like, it can't have pending operations. So what's happening is I need to make sure so I'm taking whatever the last frame was, 'cause it hasn't incremented the frame here. It says, okay, make sure this frame is done. Then it says, okay, acquire the image. And then this, I think, might be returning. I mean, I guess it can't return the one that's pending. So maybe this is right. Let me double check where that issue occurs. I'm gonna have to call it, but you know, man, I was really hoping this time that I would get this running, but I mean, it did run. We fixed at least one issue, two maybe. There it is. Let's do that again, but let me, I want to clear before it logs. Because I hate having to read a messy log to try to figure out what happened. You know, this gives me an opportunity to clean up this stuff. I can log some stuff around it to separate out the fucking messages. Okay, there it is. So this is it. Fences must be queued before submitted. So it's complaining about completed fence. Fences must be reset before being submitted. Who resets the fence? Destroy fence. Wait for fences. Maybe I need to, you know, I wonder, because I just need to wait on that fence. This is the one that has to be reset. So I'm blocking on this fence to just make sure the previous frame is, you know, is done, I guess, or that a frame is done. And then I reset it here, knowing that this wouldn't give me a frame that's not been completed. And this will ensure that the right one is reset. Maybe that's what it needs. Maybe. Yeah, I know what GOAT is. Sue Sam, greatest of all time, if I'm familiar. I am familiar. But I also just think of it like Goat Man. There's also, you know, beard is sometimes called a goat. Q is waiting on semaphore. That has no way to be signaled. I might have to just step back and like image required semaphore. Ooh. How is that supposed to work? I wonder if this should be the same one all the time. Like, how does it know which one to use? Maybe I should only have one image required semaphore. Let's do an experiment. Just going to fix this case to always be swap chain 0. Simple hack here. Let's see what happens. Just for like when it uses it. It's always use swap chain 0, 1. This may be total bullshit, I'm wrong, but seems worth a try. I mean, it could be that beard is truly epic. Yeah, I know. I hear it. I don't know if it's epic, but it's something. You know, whenever you see a guy with a long beard, there's always a beard in his head. It's like, damn, that beard's bigger than mine. Sort of, kind of. Hey, look at that. It's not flipping out. Maybe that was part of my problem. Or maybe not. Okay. Getting something different. Shit, that's coming in the validator, in the validation layer. Really need to get, like, this could tell me the actual name of the fucking of the resource, but it doesn't because we're not setting names because we don't have a way to pass names down. Like, that's really annoying. Let's see what happens. I want to see if we have other issues here. I'm gonna see if this works now. Oh man, I'm gonna be going on 3 hours. Oh no, I was supposed to be done. Oh yeah, I had to go meet with somebody. Crap. I'll go do that now. Okay, this is the last run. It's rendering, it's gonna spit up a bunch of stuff. See if it actually renders anything. Well, it's not spitting out the other problems now. So maybe we did fix that. Maybe I just need one. Turn VSync off. It's not running at, it looks like it's running at faster speeds. Like, I was worried that sharing that acquire semaphore, if that would cause it to like block, one frame would block the next, but it doesn't. It's just there to hold on to, like, hey, here's a semaphore to grab to be able to change the swap chain, I guess. I need to verify that, but it seems like that was a good fix. This is good. I mean, I know it looks bad, but this is good. There it is. You look really closely up in this little corner here, you can see my shit flying around. So the game is running. Just the main frame isn't running because of whatever's happening here. Okay, progress. I promise I'm going to keep working on that. I have to work on some other stuff for a bit, but yeah. All right, so what did we learn? We learned that Why am I not? I don't know why this thing's not showing me full screen. So we kind of went a long way around to fix this, but I think that was for a good thing. I learned that all I really needed to do was to share that one semaphore, and things would have been fine, most likely. But it cleaned up some code, I think, in a way. I just still need to improve it further. I really need to spend some time on this and clean up the last of these. Like, if I can't run the Ascent demo in Vulkan, then it's maybe not ready. I wanted to also run the platformer demo, but didn't have time. I was hoping that I could get Ascent basically running and then run the platformer demo. But if this isn't running, the platformer demo may or may not run either. So this is a good thing we tested this. But if I can get this to run and get the platformer demo running, then Vulkan is good. Then I'm going to see if I can do the same thing with DX12. If I can do the same with both, now that DX12 is almost to a good running state, then we have two good backends that 3.5 can ship happily, and people can actually start really using those backends, which is important. The reason I'm focusing on this right now is because, one, I want to get 3.5 out the door, but two, I have projects that really need the DX12 backend working properly. And it sucks that it doesn't. So this is super important. Even though we've shipped games using the DX12 backend the way that it is, this is going to be a lot better now. So, right. So, till next time, guys, follow us on Twitch and YouTube. We're always looking for more viewers because we get the word out that MonoGame is a powerful force for 2D and 3D, and not just a 2D engine. And always, we're always looking for donations. Those things help us run. It helps me be able to spend more time on MonoGame. It helps us when you donate your time to test MonoGame, to play it, use it on your games, report issues. That helps us. It's not just about money. It's also about spending your time on it. There's always lists of issues in our GitHub. If you go through the issues list, there's like good first issues. There are issues that are marked good first issue, or help wanted. Jumping in there and fixing a bug and submitting a PR, that helps us as well. So those are all valid donations of your time or your effort or just evangelism. Like, tell people you're using MonoGame. So, right. Have a good one. Bye.